Good morning, my beautiful human and humanoids. Um, I've been wanting to make this video for about like 4 days now, but I've been unable to because I've been struggling. And I'm sure you're going, girl, when aren't you struggling? To which I want to be like, you know what, you're right. It do be feeling like I be struggling a lot more than I don't be struggling. But I wanted to talk about some of my more specific struggles that I'm going through mentally right now. And I feel like I need to be more candid and honest in this open way about how my CPTSD and autistic burnout really genuinely impacts so many aspects of my life that I have spent the majority of my life thinking I was better able to accommodate, which may have been the case when I was younger. But I am so burnt out now that my body is so worn down that it is incredibly difficult to just basic shit anymore. But this isn't a general overview. This is about two very specific things that I've been experiencing recently. I tend to struggle with something called body dysmorphia. I don't think it's fully disordered. It's never been like diagnosed, but of course, I'm a black medical racist, baby. I don't. But I struggle with body dysmorphia as well as derealization, and I'm sure you're going, bitch, what the fuck does that shit mean? Body dysmorphia basically means that I have no real accurate perception of what I look like at any point in time, and sometimes I am okay with what I see in the mirror, but there are times when I look so foreign to myself. It's mostly actually in my face. Like, people probably think that because I'm plus size, I'd be like, nah, I'm so fat, which happens too, but it's a lot in my face. I don't recognize my face and it freaks me out, which kind of ties into derealization, which is when the world just doesn't seem real. Sometimes what'll happen is, well, the way that I like to describe it to people is there's two things that I use to describe it. And if you know, you know on the first one. If you remember color form stickers, which were like these really thick, plasticky stickers, and they came with like these books and they were like these peel and stick, and you could like reuse them all the time, but they were really thick and heavy. Sometimes I feel like I'm a color form sticker, just kind of stuck in places and then peeled up and stuck in other places. But more often than not, what it really feels like to me is like when you have a dotted line cut out and you're supposed to like, paste things into the dotted line space, and how like no one ever gets it perfect. It's always just slightly askew. So it's not so much as to be like devastating, but enough to be, something's wrong. So coupling body dysmorphia with derealization tends to make it very difficult for me to want to or be able to create content. Which my husband originally was like, don't put this on your YouTube, but I think I am going to put this on my YouTube as well, because I think it is an honest and accurate explanation as to why I find it so difficult to commit to a schedule and things like that. And having an invisible disability, especially when for most things I look capable, but it's like the influencers. Oh, look, I'm getting cross lines. A bitch is getting cross lines. Hey, but like when it's with the influencers, where it's like, oh, this is just a homegrown thing and it's just them, but it turns out they have a whole ass team behind them. Well, I have a whole ass husband who does like way more to make sure that I even baseline look functional. So, I don't know. I wanted to share this because it's hard. This is a long ass video. I hope Instagram lets me do 10-minute videos. I know TikTok does, but it's very difficult. And especially living in a capitalist structure as a socialized as a black femme who's supposed to be like strong and overcome everything. And again, in my youth, I was able to, but them cells just ain't regenerating like they used to. Like I wore myself down in my youth trying to prove that I was superhuman, and now I am ironically superhuman. But yeah, I kept telling myself I didn't want to lead trauma first with my content and stuff like that. But I was talking to my therapist and I realized that it is nearly impossible to divorce myself from my trauma because it impacts literally every aspect of my life. And I mean, like, every aspect of my life. I get exhausted just loading the dishwasher sometimes, like, and that's all I can do, and I get mad at myself, and my husband will be like, baby, you did great. I will burn myself out trying to clean the house. Like, I'll be like, and the days like when I feel like I got energy, I'm like, yeah, I can do this, and I'll clean like the bathroom, and I'll clean like the kitchen, and I'll sweep the fucking floor, and then next rest of the day and a half I am in pain, and it is just, so I don't know. Invisible disability awareness, whatever, man. If you watch this whole ass long ass video, because again, it is way longer than I anticipated it to be. You know me, I don't be scripting. I can't function with scripts. I can read somebody else's script, but trying to write my own script and trying to function in that way just don't. It's the disability things, like, and I have to. It's not a bad word. There are things that I am incapable of these days, and that is okay. And I need to learn to work within my limitations as opposed to trying to hold myself to this impossible standard that I cannot anymore, because that's doing me far more harm than the actual disability is. So, just some early morning thought things. I don't know. Do you struggle with dysmorphia? Do you struggle with derealization? Do you feel the shame that comes from having an invisible disability? Like, it's that fucked up feeling of like sometimes you're just like, damn, I wish I had a wheelchair or something. So that people be like, oh, there's something clearly wrong with her. But that don't make no difference either way, because we just hate disabled people up in this world. Like, we just don't like none of them, whether you are very clearly disabled or not. It sucks for all of us. Arguably worse for them because of accessibility things. Like, I can still, that's it's all a fucking spectrum, unfortunately. But, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this. Or don't. It's cool. It's hard to talk about. It's taking me this long to get here, So, but anyway, that is all. And I don't know. I love you, and I'll see you next time or something. Bye.